Alright guys, this is Joe from Tech Sector Blog. I'm at my desktop computer today, so unfortunately we have a worse audio quality in video. But today I'm going to be showing you how to set up a Minecraft server, because a lot of people have been asking me this. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and then I'll show you exactly how you can set up a Minecraft server, how you install a few plugins with programs like Bukkit, which is a modified version of the server for Minecraft. So yeah, let's get started. Here's my screen. Alright guys, so this is the flipping fourth attempt I've been trying to record this. I've had so many problems, but hopefully this is the last time I have to do this. But anyway, yeah, so we're going to be installing the Minecraft server and the Bukkit server. So I'm going to show you how to do this. We're going to download the official Minecraft server.exe from minecraft.net. So what we're going to have to do is go onto our web browser, and we're going to have to go to minecraft.net. Now, this is the official Minecraft website. You should be familiar with it, as you've probably used it before to download the game in the first place. So on the right here, you're going to have to look for Play Minecraft. Now you want to click on Download, and you'll see Multiplayer Server. This is a Windows tutorial, but so I'm sorry for you guys on Linux or Mac OS, but the jar file is down here, and you could watch this tutorial and it will be pretty self-explanatory of how you can install it on Linux or Mac afterwards. But yeah, we're going to download the Minecraft_server.exe right here, and that will go to your downloads folder or wherever your browser saves your downloads. Now you just want to copy that, and we're going to make a folder for your server. So just make a folder wherever you like, it doesn't matter, call it what you want. And we're just going to paste our .exe in here, as this exe, when we run it, is going to make a few files, so we want to keep it nice and organized in a folder. Now when you have your exe like I do here, just run it as an administrator. If you're already on an admin account, you can just run it, but run it as an administrator and you'll see this dialog box pop up. Now this is your server starting. As you can see, it has made our world for us, and now it's done. So yeah, people could connect to your server right now. So yeah, that's pretty much that. But we are now going to look on the server settings, and I'm going to show you how you can configure your server. So as you can see now, the server has now made some files in our folder. We've got the world folder, we've got banned IPs, banned players, ops, server, and whitelist. Now the world folder, this is the folder which contains all the data for your world and your players. So make sure you have this when you're running your server, and make regular backups if you've got a big server and you want to keep it running nice and smoothly. Sorry for the bangs, we've got builders in. But yeah, banned IPs, that's pretty self-explanatory. That's just IP addresses that have been banned and won't be able to access your server. The same goes for banned players, that's just player names that cannot access your server. The ops, this is the administrators for your server. So if you were to put in names in here, such as Creativity and Notch, these players would now be opt on our server and be able to use admin commands. Server log, this is the server log file. Now this features all of the logs for your server, so whenever you start your server, all that text on the dialog will be pasted in here, so you can look over it and debug your server if you have any problems. Now the server properties file here, this is the important file for your server. So we're going to open up in a minute. I'm just going to explain whitelist. Now whitelist, if you have whitelisting enabled on your server, this will be where you put all the names of the people who you want to be able to connect to your server. So if I put these two names, now only these two people would be able to connect to my server, as it's got a whitelist. So let's open up server.properties, and I'm going to show you how you can configure this and set it to how you want for your server to run. So when you open this, you'll see you have a lot of options for your server. Like, they're pretty self-explanatory, the names, but we've got allow never, for example. This basically just allows people to go to the nether. It's by default set to true, so players in your server would be allowed to go to the nether. If we were to set this to false, players would not be allowed to go to the nether. So we're going to keep that as true, as I want people to go to the nether. Now level name, this is quite important. As you can see, by default it's set to world. So now when you run your server, because it is set to world, it will run the world in this folder called world. If I was to make a new world and call it Tech Sector world, it still would not run this world, even though we've got the folder for it. But if we were to change this to text sector world, the server, when ran, would now run from this world and not the world. So yeah, that is how you can make regular backups and revert back to old backups if you would like. So yeah, just make sure you've looked at that and it's set to the right world when you run your server. Now, another important thing is server port. This is by default set to 25565. Now, we probably want to keep this as 25565, as it's the default port that Minecraft will search for when players try to connect if they don't specify a specific port when they connect. So keep that as 25565 unless you want to change it if you're, for example, running two servers. The server IP, just keep that blank unless you have more IPs for your computer, which I doubt unless you're running on a server. So yeah, these are basically all the settings. You should know what they all mean. If you don't, Google them. I'm sure Google has the answer. So yeah, I'm not going to go through any more of that, and now we're going to do something else. So, what next? You've got your server running, it's all running nicely, but you want to put some plugins. You want more customability, is that it? Customizability, I don't know, but anyway, you get what I mean. So you want to put some plugins on. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get a standalone server application called Bukkit. Now Bukkit is made by a modding community, and basically it allows you to install plugins onto your Minecraft server which are made by the Minecraft plugin community. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our web browser, not that, we're going to, on Google Chrome, we're going to go on to bukkit.org. Now as you can see, here's the Bukkit website, and we're going to go to the right here onto recommended builds. Now the recommended build right now on the 28th of October is build 132 revision 3. I'm sure it'll be different when you download yours, but right now I'm going to download this one. So you just want to click download right here, and that will download to your downloads folder or wherever your browser sends your downloads to. And just like before, we're going to copy the .jar file in this case to a new folder. So I've got mine right here. Yours will not be named like this, so I recommend you do name it to craftbukkit, as it's much more simple, and when we finally run your server in a minute, it will run nicely and you'll be fine. So what we want to do now is, you could just click this and it will run, but actually you don't want to do that, because you won't know what's going on in your server. You won't get a nice dialog box like before, you won't get anything, and it's you'll have to end the process to actually end your server too, which is kind of a pain in the ass. So I'm going to show you a nice and easy way to get a actual reading from your server when it's up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Notepad, and we're going to type in, we're going to make a batch file, and a batch file is basically an executable file which features some code, and it's going to run craftbukkit with Java on a command prompt, so we can actually see what's going on. So you want to just put this in here. I'll put it in the description of the video on YouTube for you, but you want to put Java Xms1024M Xmx1024M jar craftbukkit.jar, and then you want to put pause on the other line. So basically what this does, it is running Java, and it's allocating 1024 megabytes of RAM for us to use. Now you could set this to 2048 if you wanted to use 2 gigs of RAM. So you could set this both to 2048, or you could set it to 4096, whatever you want. But we're going to keep it as 1024 for now. And then it is now, and then it's telling Java to run this craftbukkit.jar file. So let's save this. We want to go to save as, and then we want to save the file type as all files, and then we just want to call it runserver.bat. You can call it whatever you like, as long as it's got the .bat on the end right here and it's set to all files. So save that, and you'll see we've got a nice batch file right in here, and it should be a Windows batch file like this with that icon there. So you could just run this like that, and that'll run fine. Well, not fine. I've purposely made it so it would do that, as it's a common problem people get when they first start using their Bukkit, and it's because of Windows 64-bit, and Windows does not know where Java is on the file system. So what we're going to do is we're going to tell Windows where Java is on our computer. So what we want to do is we're going to go to Start, we're going to go to Computer, but we're going to right click that and go to Properties, and we're going to go to Advanced System Settings, Environment Variables, and then you're going to scroll down here to Path. And basically these are just paths that Windows will search when commands are sent. So right here we have QuickTime and things like that, but we're going to add Java to it. So we're going to go on Windows Explorer, we're going to go to our hard drive, we're going to go to Program Files times 86, as mine's 64-bit, yours might just be Program Files. Then we're going to find Java, JRE7, or it might be different for you, as this is made on the December 2012. We're going to go to bin, and yeah, we're just going to copy this file path right here, and you're just going to paste this right on the end here and put a slash. You're done. Click OK, click OK, click OK again, and you can close all this, and now your server should run just fine like that. There you go, because Windows now knows where Java is and it can run it. So now we have our server running. What next? Well, you can now install your plugins for your server. You can edit the server like you did before with the config file, but we want to add the plugins. That's the whole point we got Bukkit. So you can close this for now, and we're going to go onto the Bukkit website. So we're going to go to bukkit.org. Now right here it says get plugins. Let's click there. Sounds good. So let's go on all here. These are just common plugins. Another way you can do it, if you're going from Google, you can go, you can search just Bukkit plugins, and there'll be a Bukkit list right here, and you have a more simplified list of Bukkit tools which I like to use. So we're going to get some random plugin for this tutorial. Let's get Who is in Bed, because we really want to know who's in bed. So basically this plugin, it says, are you annoyed with your users always screaming, whoever isn't in bed, go to bed, or I'll blow your house up? That's what I say to women. Well, this is your solution. This will broadcast a message saying when a player gets into bed. Also, when you type /bed, it gives a list of who is in bed. So now there is no need to ask who isn't in bed. This has got to be the most pointless plugin ever. But anyway, download that. It's right there. Download version 1.3.1. You should be familiar with forums if you've used them before. But it's basically just a forum where people can post their own plugins that they've made. And yeah, so download that. I've already got it downloaded in my downloads, I think. What's it called? Who? I'll just put who. There you go. Who is in bed. And basically you're just going to copy that jar file, you're just going to stick it in your plugins folder, and there you go, you've installed the plugin. So now if you run your server, that plugin will now load. As you can see, it says here, Who is in Bed, loading Who is in Bed version 1.3.1, enabling Who is in Bed version 1.3.1, and Who is in Bed has now been enabled. Brilliant. But now you want to configure it, and when you run your server once, you'll notice that a folder has been made. Now this folder features config documents, so you can now edit your plugin. But make sure when you're editing with Notepad that you turn word wrap off, and you use spaces instead of tabs, because that messes with YML files and they don't like it. So yeah, do that. So yeah, there's your Bukkit, there's your Minecraft, fully set up for you. But people cannot connect because you have not port forwarded. So I'm going to show you how to port forward. Now port forwarding is basically enabling ports that people can connect to, and then therefore have access to your server. So by default the Minecraft port is 25565, as I said before, so we're going to have to port forward port 25565 on our router. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Start, All Programs, Accessories, Run, and we're going to put in CMD and click OK. So you'll see a command prompt load up, and we're going to type the command IP config. Now this command just basically shows you a bunch of information about your networks and some IP addresses and all that. So what we're looking for, Ethernet adapter local area connection, or it would be wireless connection 1 or 2 or whatever. So yeah, default gateway, that's what we want. It's on mine it's 192.168.0.1, but it may differ on yours, and I've got another one down here, but this is for my Hamachi, so that is not the one we want. We want the 192.168 one right here. So now with this IP, I'm just going to go to my web browser, and I'm just going to literally type in 192.168.0.1 right there, and you will notice, you should notice what's going on. Come on, don't fail me now, not in the middle of a tutorial. There you go. Okay, now my router has loaded right here, as you can see, and it's trying to get me to log in. If you don't know your router login details, you should, but if it hasn't been changed from default, then it should be on the back of your router, so you just get that login detail and just log in. So I'm just going to type in mine. I'm going to blank it for obvious security reasons, and there you go, log in. I'm on. So we have 3 options here for my router, but that's a load of bollocks, that's all basic stuff. Now we are way too far advanced for that, so we're going to go to advanced settings. Yes. Right, now you're going to want to look for something along the lines of port forwarding. Now mine says port forwarding right here, and as you can see we have the Minecraft port already enabled, as I've already attempted this tutorial 3 times unsuccessfully, but I'm going to delete this for the sake of tutorial, and I'll add it again. So what we're going to want to do is, for the name, you're going to put whatever you like. I'm going to put Minecraft start port 25565, end port 25565. Now my router features a range of ports, so I could put in 25560, and this would forward ports 25560 to 25565. So that means 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, etc. But yours may not have that. It may just have you to put in a singular port each time, but that's fine because Minecraft only uses 1 port anyway. So yeah, the protocol, we're gonna forward TCP and UDP and the IP address. Now this is important. If we go back to our CMD here with our IP config, we're going to look for IPv4 address on the same local area connection as last time, and you'll see it's 192.168.0.8, and this is the identity that your device has been given on your network. So we're going to put 0.8 on here just to tell the router that it's our device, my computer right here, which I want the port to be enabled to. So click add rule, and you'll see Minecraft is now enabled on the bottom here. Click apply and restart your router, but I'm not going to restart it for the sake of this tutorial. So yeah, you're now done. You're done. People will be able to connect to your server if you give them your external IP. But you're a noob and you don't know what your external IP is. What is it? So you want to go to a website called ipchicken.com, and basically this website just gives you your external IP address. As you can see here, it's on mine. It's 82. I'm not going to tell you it, but it's right there, and you just copy that and you can give that to your friends or whoever you want to connect to your server, and then they can just put that in Minecraft and connect. If you have changed your port, you would want to give your friends the port on the end with a colon, and then the port you set on the end. So for example 127.0.0.1 colon 25566, for example. But if you're still struggling with your port forwarding, there is a website called portforward.com. Now this website has a massive list of routers, so make use of this. Find your router on here. If you don't know what your router is, it should say on the back, but I'm just using this Linksys 2500 for example, and then it has a massive list of programs which may need port forwarding. So if you find Minecraft, where is it? Minecraft server, here you go, and basically it will tell you how to port forward for that router on the website. So that's a very nice website if you don't know what you're doing and you would like a little bit of a tutorial on that for your specific router. So there you are. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please do comment in this video, or you can email me at joe@theshadowcomplex. I'll say that again. joe@theshadowcomplex.com. That will soon be joe@techsector.tv once we get the domain up and running. And speaking of the website, it's very soon, it's coming. Please subscribe, like the video, comment, check out our other videos, like them too. We can all have a happy family. Inbox me if you need anything. Yeah. What do you want from me? Is another question I want to ask. What videos would you like me to make? I can do pretty much whatever you like. So yeah, make an inbox for me and I'll get back to you if you would like me to make a specific video for anything. So yeah, my name's Joe from Tech Sector Blog. Subscribe or I'll haunt you.